you, Cara. Thank you, Cathaoirleach, Tom. Ladies and gentlemen, to acknowledge my colleague, Deputy Denis Naughton, who as Minister in this space created many of the foundations for the journey, former Deputy Michael McCarthy, to councillors, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank Bord na Móna, Tom, Jeff and their team, and the Accelerate Green team for inviting me to join you this morning. And I want to join with Cara in acknowledging Resolve Partners for their role in Accelerate Green, which is a really exciting programme. I encourage all of you to engage with the alumni, as the Chairman has said here today, hear their story and learn from them. But I was really impressed by the fact that this conference has a dedicated sustainability plan. I think it's going to be the bar which every conference and indeed every event will meet as we all participate in the journey that Bord na Móna have been on over the past number of years. The significant transformation of Bord na Móna and its journey is a signal to every company that it can be done. And that is not, as the Chairman has said, to underestimate the difficulty of that journey. The challenge for Bord na Móna's board, its management, for its employees in particular, but also for its communities, because Bord na Móna is particularly rooted in community. But as we come to the next phase of that journey, it has got there. And it has shown the benefits economically and socially of that journey. And I commend everybody involved in it. And Tom, I'm sure, will go through the financials later, but when you see the impact as you go through the day and the discussions that it's having around its communities in terms of the journey we are underway, I think that's equally as significant. And Accelerate Green is a particularly good symbol of that journey of transformation that Bord na Móna has done. We now have a pipeline of innovative SMEs generally who are promoting green and climate solutions that are driving sustainable economic growth. The two of them are linked and the two of them are healthily linked, and these companies are showcases for that. Some of the ideas and the solutions are absolutely fantastic. EC Charging, a manufacturing company designing, developing, installing and maintaining smart EV systems, something that's going to come to all of our lives very quickly. The Negate Carbon, specialising in the capture, the storage and the utilisation of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, something that was very scientific many years ago, or not that long ago, but now is so real in all of our lives. And the team in Negate Carbon have made that very real, made a business and a sustainable business idea out of it. And each of the participants are diverse, each of them have different approaches, all to the same challenge. And all of us can be part of that journey along with them. Well, I commend Accelerate Green, I commend Resolve and Bord na Móna for having the ambition and the courage to actually get in behind such a programme like this. At a time when people were probably sceptical of this agenda, because of Accelerate Green, we were getting greater commercial acceptance and showing it can be done in the regions as well as in our capital city, and showing it can be done with the championship of a company that is one of our most traditional yet dynamic and innovative companies. Cara touched on our journey as a country, and we are generally thought of as a green country, but now it's time to live up to that label, and we don't have a choice. And we have laid the foundations over the past 3 years in terms of government, and now we need to bring business and civil society on that agenda with us. Sustainability is an important economic and environmental argument, but it's actually a life argument now, and we can no longer dodge the question or dodge the hard decisions that need to be taken. Today we're focused on the business and the economic side of it, and for business we are going to have to change everything about business, the way we do business, the way we produce, the way we consume goods and services, how we measure our inputs, how we measure our outputs, and inputs and outputs as we understand them today are going to change fundamentally. And we have laid out in our white paper on enterprise, which will guide policy between now and 2030, that sustainability is to the fore and to the heart of enterprise policy. And we do that on the basis that we don't see climate action as a threat to our competitiveness. Actually, the risk is that we don't take action. The risk is that we ignore it. And if we don't take action, if we ignore it, that will harm our competitiveness as an island nation. That will harm our competitiveness as an economy and will absolutely harm and destroy our society. Economic opportunity and climate change are fundamentally intertwined in the context of discussions we're having here today. And we have committed that by the end of this decade, and a decade sounds like a long period, you're only talking 6 years, 6.5 years to be very precise, we're going to halve our emissions from where they were 5 years ago. Most of you in this room understand what's involved in that, and most of you understand the journey that's going to be involved in that. For manufacturing sector, we're requiring and demanding that manufacturing will reduce emissions by 35% between now and 6.5 years' time, 2030. Agriculture gets all the focus and all the headlines, but the demand and the pressure on business and enterprise is going to be equally as challenging. And in the non-residential built environment, so your offices, your factories, your warehouses, your shops, we're going to reduce emissions by 45%. So we've all got to work together on this. We've all got to come together. We've all got to work with companies such as those we're highlighting here today as to how we do it sustainably, how we do it with an ambition. And let's not go in with fear. Let's go in with ambition, embrace it, embrace the opportunities that it's going to give to our business, and be absolutely 100% behind it. Each community needs to be involved as well, and that will be a challenge. And as businesses, you are based in communities, you're rooted in communities, and you can lead the argument in your communities by being the flagship of the journey and the flagship of the change. Offshore wind and onshore opportunities are still crucial. I attended a number of weeks ago the European Offshore Wind Conference in Copenhagen with some of our leading companies in this space as to what we need to do to fully realise the ambitions that we have to use the seas off our island, in particular the Atlantic, to fulfil our targets here. And again, there are many opportunities and many business opportunities. We want to ensure that the opportunities available to commercial companies are also reflected in the communities that are around our offshore islands and our offshore coast, and equally that the benefits of onshore wind are reflected in communities and highlighted and celebrated in communities as well. The transformation is beginning with this establishment of MARA, and the staffing of MARA later this year will be hugely important to maximising our wind opportunities, and that needs to be replicated right across it. Government, though, can only do so much. We can lead, we can set targets, and we will do that, and we are doing that. Everyone in this room needs to join with us in the journey. Investors, innovators, business people, you are all part of this, and your customers, your supply chains, and increasingly your staff. The number of companies I've met in the recent months who are telling me that when they are interviewing, that their prospective staff are asking them about their sustainability policies is actually quite interesting. The interviewer is now being interviewed about sustainability and climate change within their company, and the brightest of talent is not coming to companies that are not giving the right answers in relation to this. So the whole collection of challenges, but also opportunities, is coming right down to business. And that's why today is good. That's why we take time out to actually reflect on how you're going to meet those challenges and how you're going to actually embrace them and hit them full on. And I think you will leave today with a very good sense of how you're going to do that, and hopefully infused with an ambition and an assertion that you're going to do that and lead the argument. This is a world challenge. You're not doing this on our own. And there is an argument made, well, what does a small country at the edge of Europe, what can we do? We can lead. Because we're small, we can lead. Because we're innovative, we can lead. Because we have programs like Acceleration Green, we can lead. We don't have to follow the agenda in this. We can be ambitious as world and global leaders in doing this. And that's what these companies are doing this. And also there are issues facing us in relation to environmental and social governance. You might be a small company and you might think, nah, this is nothing to do with me. I'm too small. You're not. Every supply chain is going to be challenged by your ESG requirements, by various directives that are coming from Europe that we are absolutely embracing as a government. And we will be rolling out information campaigns starting from next month as to each business's responsibilities. So no company, no matter how small you are, no matter where you're based, it can absolve themselves of the challenges. And that maybe could be a focus of next year's Accelerate Green Conference as to how everybody's going to be part of that. Banks, lenders, investors, everybody involved in your company's life is on this page and will be part of this agenda. So there's no more hiding in the sand and walking away from your own responsibilities, as well as being part of our national responsibilities. So it's challenging, absolutely. And there's costs involved, absolutely. But as I said, the opportunities that are there for businesses are immense. And actually, many of the companies that are here with us, the Accelerate Green companies this morning, if you'd asked them 5 years ago, their products mightn't have existed. They mightn't have had the technology to do what they're doing today. So this debate is changing every day. This debate is moving quickly every day. And as a business, you're always looking for an opportunity to differentiate yourself from the competition. You're always looking for the stage that you can stand out on. And that's why another opportunity for you today to do that. This is a stage you will stand out on if you want to. This is a stage you will make a difference to your community, to your country, if you want to. Will it take courage? Yeah. Is it leaping into the dark? Yes. But that's what you're doing in business. You didn't go into business for a 9-to-5 job. You didn't come into enterprise for a 9-to-5 job and for a relatively safe existence. And yes, isn't it an amazing opportunity to be part of a challenge that changes not just your business, but changes your personal life and that of your family for the better, that of your community for the better. Because if it didn't wake you up last year when we saw spontaneous fires in the city of London, just across, not that far away, as to the reality of climate change, as to that this isn't some sort of dream, then I'm not quite sure what's going to wake people up. This is happening. This is real. And business has an amazing opportunity, but a very big responsibility to lead the change as well as leading the debate. So we will invest the money as a government, we'll invest the supports at every level of business, small, medium and large. We have a range of programmes running through our LEO network, through Enterprise Ireland and through the various support agencies that we have. And we will continue to adapt those supports, those economical and social supports, as the debate adapts and as the challenges adapt. We will adapt skills. We will provide new skills programmes through our skills groups, through right around the country. We will be ensuring that the skills that are needed, that skills that Bordemono need today that they would not have needed 5 years ago, that they will be in place through Solus and through our ETBs right across the country. And we will also ensure that the skills that we don't know about today that are needed, that the skills in the industries that don't exist today, that may exist time next year, or may exist as the basis of these companies here scaling up, they'll be put in place as well. We will have a skills programme that is adaptable and changing. So Irish business can lead. We can be at the forefront of a net zero world economy. Some of the companies here today will stand on a world stage because of the support that this programme has given them, because of being part of the Accelerate Green alumni. And they will employ people who today might be preparing to do a leaving or a junior cert next week, or who might be finishing out a college degree, might be finishing out an apprenticeship. These companies will give them the opportunities to show their skills. And those people, in turn, may be the companies taking part in Accelerate Green in a number of years' time. And that's what we're celebrating here today. The ambition of these companies, the ambition of Bordemono, but also reflecting on the challenge that's ahead of us to complete this journey and to embrace this journey, and ensuring that we bring everyone with us in as far as we can. Because as we go on this journey, we cannot replicate the divisions that exist in society today, be those social, be those geographical, be those regional, be those technological. In going on this journey, we go on a journey of unity, bringing people with us, being realistic about the challenge that's ahead, but actually embracing the opportunities and being incredibly enthusiastic about those. So cogordagus go gach duine, cogordagus go dtí an foirne Bordemono agus an foirne resolve, agus buchas as an obair, agus tá súlagan go mbeidh leabhairteach agah.